Welcome everyone, welcome to another preview. This is MetalCanyon, and we will be previewing a game from Daedalic Entertainment, Keep of Deponia, or, well, not really Keep of Deponia, but Deponia Doomsday. It's the fourth installment in the Deponia adventure games, point and click. Do you remember the good old days? Well, some call it the good old days, I call it the dark days, but anyway, the dark days of PC gaming, where, well, adventure games were quite popular and widespread. And this is, well, the whole Deponia series is a return to the old roots of point-and-click adventures, you know, nicely hand-drawn stuff, animated, but of course with modern voice acting and UI tweaks to make life easier and so on. So anyway, let's start a new game, but before we even do that, let me just say that I haven't played any of the previous Deponia games, and we'll get to that soon enough as to why I actually mentioned that. So let's start a new game. Yes, unsaved progress will be lost. You are doomed! On Deponia.
The end was never our creation. It was there all this time. All we did was tempt it. The same way a surfer tempts fate. Or tempts a shark by trying to outswim it. A for effort. We crafted spears against beasts, built walls against spears, ladders against walls, and towers against ladders. After that, we built boats, ramparts, chimneys, shaving foam pie catapults, and when all our trash threatened to swallow even our highest spires, we built a spaceship. Powered by nothing less than the destruction of our own planet. The preparations took decades. What was meant to be an ark became a home. My home. Elysium. None of us ever thought there were thousands of clueless survivors down in that trash. Our bastion of hope became a herald of doom for Deponia. Fortunately, the tables turned. One of those clueless people foiled the plan. He saved Deponia and all who were left behind. And he saved me by falling for me. Literally. The end. Oh! Oh, you don't like this ending? Still hoping for something more upbeat? Well, it's like I said. Endings and sharks. Don't tempt them. Though, I gotta admit, even after all this time, I keep asking myself, if I was able to turn back time, what would I change? What would be the better ending? Or do I just want it to never end?
So those of you who have played Deponia before, you might, well, probably thinking, you know, what the heck do they do? Story-wise, of course.
This place was pure hell. Who am I kidding? Where wasn't these days? I had to leave old Jeremiah behind. His own damn fault. I have to give it to him. He was as fast as they came at changing a tire. But he was too damn slow at getting me a slushie. At least we shook those ravening few-locks. I had to hurry.
Do you want to play the tutorial? No, not for the purposes of this preview. So anyway, here it is, the point-and-click adventure Deponia Doomsday. One of the nice things about it, do you remember the old days? Well, perhaps you do, perhaps you don't, depending on your age and game preference, but pixel hunting, everyone loves it. No more though, press space and there you go, no more pixel hunting. Whatever you can interact with, there it is. So yeah, that's one of the really nice touches, or perhaps the use of the mouse wheel, you know. I can just press I for inventory, or just scroll down the mouse wheel, and then when I'm done, scroll it back up. So that's a really nice touch, you know, quality of life and all that. We have a lighter at the moment. So like a lot of the previous adventure games, you right-click to look at stuff, and you left-click to use stuff. So I've got these little two cogwheels. As you can see, one, the smaller one, has the eye, which means I can look at that. The bigger one, with the hand, means I can use that or pick it up. So anyway, Deponia, yeah, old school adventure game with lovely hand-drawn stuff, animations and so on, and also full voice acting, which for the most part is pretty damn good. I can also look at the Edward Snowman.
The Edward Snowman was no beauty. It was all I had left.
And I can't actually look at that at the moment because I'm not upstairs. So let's go over to the right. Now, before we go even further, if you don't like when a game breaks the fourth wall, you might not like this game because it does it a lot. It's a very tongue-in-cheek, breaking the fourth wall, well, pretty much just humorous game, but with, as I said, really nice, you know, screens or paintings or whatever you want to call them, landscapes. There's a spray can, let's take that.
You lock yellow. Definitely not my favorite color.
The Fulocks are some kind of weird monsters. So let's take that. And of course, we can also combine stuff. And what do you do with a lighter and a spray can? A combination that I believe we all as kids have learned. And whether we've done it or not is, well, probably up to individual intelligence. But I have to say that I did try it with my cousin, and it was not a good thing. We've immediately decided never to ever do it again. There we go. Cool. So now we have a makeshift flamethrower. Exactly, an improvised flamethrower. Why? Well, because there is a doorknob here.
Nothing. The organon had sealed the door to the blast tower. As if to say, if anyone is going to blow this planet to hell, then it's going to be us. What a joke.
And over here is also a bolt.
The organon had sealed the door.
Oh, never mind.
What a joke.
What about the graffiti?
Some punk had sprayed no hope on the blast tower door. Tell me something I don't know.
So let's go back to the Edward Snowman. You can also double click to change screens, which is a very nice touch because a lot of the times in old adventure games, you know, when the map was pretty big, you had to wait for hours and hours to go back and forth. But now you can just double click. So let's use this on the frozen toolbox, where our actual welder is. There is the flow.
The blowtorch did what blowtorches do best, but now the marshmallows were all gone, like everything else eventually.
The blowtorch does what blowtorch does best. Blow the torch. Oh, there we go. I'm so funny. Let's go to the blast tower and use the blowtorch on the bolt, of course.
The bolt didn't look like you could saw through it, but I got this far and I was going to finish it to the end.
Alright, so now we can, you know, it's a little bit more involved than just clicking on the blowtorch and the door. You actually have to light the blowtorch, but not just click it, you have to hold it. There we go. Uh-oh. That's not good. So now we can weld through. Oh, did I not weld through that one? There we go.
It was easier to cut through the seal than I thought. I almost wished it had taken longer. Now the way was clear. Here goes.
And now, some quick time events. Believe it or not. We have to pry the door open, so we have to keep clicking. Uh-oh. Not good. Get away. Alright, we're gonna use the bloody flamethrower on this.
Need a light, lady?
And now, we actually have to shut the door. Come on. Shut the door and get the pole. And then use the pole. Gotta shut the door again. Gotta shut the door. And then use the pole before the timer runs out on the lock. There we go.
The view brings the icy breath from my chest. You could see everything from up here. The destruction, the hopelessness, and the button that would simultaneously release the bomb clamps in countless blast towers all over Deponia.
That's pretty bad. As you can see, there's the bomb.
Chill ran down my spine when I saw the bomb, probably just snow in my hood.
And there's the door.
The door would hold them off, for now.
What is that? Okay, there's the Elysium.
There it lay in the snow. Broken, burnt out, and shattered. Elysium. Symbol of hope. Talk about kitsch.
I like that road. Anyway, so what we want to do is press the button and end it all.
Yeah. Guess that's it. The end of...
Frog in my throat. The end of the road for me.
If you played the previous Deponia,
Armageddon is rusted over. Just you wait.
the previous Deponia games, you might have noticed that this is the main character, just a lot older. Let's climb onto the bomb. So now we have to kick. Kick the fuel out.
Stop that!
Kick the clamp off.
Forget it!
There we go. And the world shall have ended. But wait. Deponia Doomsday. We're going to skip that. Good morning.
What a nightmare. I was old and had a mustache. All my friends were dead, and Elysium had fallen from the sky. Also, I blew Deponia up. Talk about sick. I mean, a mustache? Really? Luckily, everything's the way it was before. I can hardly wait to tell my sweet Tony about it.
So there we go. We're back to playing Rufus, the main character, who's, well, sort of an anti-hero in a way, I guess. But yeah.
The fire's gone out. No wonder I was dreaming about nuclear winter.
There you go. That's let's take this wrench actually. That is Deponia Doomsday. I really don't want to tell you too much about it, because of course it's an adventure game.
Sweet! The balloon filled with gas while I slept. Now, all I have to do is adjust the flame, and then it's to Elysium and beyond! Tony won't believe her eyes. I better get her crystal glasses back. Not that anything would happen to them.
That looks precarious. Yeah, I don't really want to spoil too much of the story. The only thing I could say is that it involves time travel. Let's leave it at that, shall we? But needless to say, as you can see, you will have very nicely drawn environments, you know, fun animations, some quick time events, also some optional mini games. Pretty good voice acting, a lot of, jokes here and there, tongue-in-cheek stuff, breaking the fourth wall. There's actually a drunk here in the town. I think he's named Tuck, and he's a lot of fun to talk to as well. So, would I recommend Deponia Doomsday if you like adventure games? Why, yes. Yes, I would. Unfortunately, I can't really show you too much of it, because I want you to experience the game yourself. But you can see what it's about, and, well, if you don't know the Deponia series, which I've known, but I haven't ever played them, I'm actually quite impressed with the effort and polish put into it. So, yeah, thumbs up from me. In order to put away these glasses, the pyramid of glasses, we will, of course, need bubble wrap. But bubble wrap is evil, because it will just suck your time away, because you want to pop the bubble wrap. And that ending went into a completely different tangent and direction. That was weird. Anyway, hope you've enjoyed this tiny little preview, so thanks for watching. MetalCanyon out. Bye-bye.